Some of my musical inspirations, I would say Kanye first and foremost. I'm like, come on, we're all, I'm 24. So it's like everybody's products of Kanye at this point in time. You know what I mean? It's like growing up, college dropout, late registration, playing with soul samples, or getting away from soul samples, playing with rock samples, you know, and going away from that, then getting 808s bumping or whatever the case may be. I think we're all products of Kanye. The youth and people our age is all products of Kanye. After that, I would say it becomes less of singular person that's my inspiration, more so as a sound. So like soul music, Dusties or whatever, as my grandma would call them, Dusties or whatever case may be. So we talking about Temptations, OJs, The Whispers, Prince, Luther Vandross, Gerald Levert, just, you know, the old school people. We was just listening to Womack and Womack on the way here, you know, Bobby Womack. And so soul music is one of the big influences in the way I make music, because that's what I grew up on. I actually didn't start getting into hip hop. Like, my mom didn't let me listen to hip hop until I was about 12 years old. So everything up to that point was either gospel music or it was soul music. And it was just stuff that my grandma, like, you know, Muddy Waters, James Brown. So it was just all soul music. And gospel was my early childhood. Also, house music in Chicago. My mom is a huge house head, and she knows all the DJs and all this stuff like that. I don't know all of that, but whatever she plays in the crib, we've definitely taken influence from it. I've taken influence from it just being around my mom. And then my aunties, they listen to neo soul, so Erica, I'm blanking out, D'Angelo, Music Soul Child, you know, the neo soul people, Jill Scott. It's more so sounds and genres that influence the way I make music outside of hip hop, opposed to a specific individual. And I like to take things and influences from certain things that people do, opposed to a whole artist per se. It's like, you know, I don't want to make a record like Drake, but it's obviously things Drake talks about and does that you be like, yo, I wish I could take that element, flip it to something that applies to me, and use it that way. So I'm more influenced by things that people do and a whole body and genre of sound, opposed to like one singular individual. Kanye is the one that stands out, like, yo, that's the one that if I ever wanted to rap, it was the Graduation album that even made me want to rap in the first place. I was 13 years old, and that made me want to rap and produce. It made me want to do both. I went to the Glow in the Dark tour and stuff like that. So Kanye is the singular, if I had to pick one, would be the singular influence, but everything outside of that, whole bodies of sound of like soul music, gospel, house, neo soul, just stuff that I grew up on. And that, I think that influenced me the most.